June 2016. Fire shoots from the stage at London's Wembley Arena as thousands of cheering investors scream for a woman in a sparkling ball gown. She grabs the microphone and promises the crowd that her new cryptocurrency will crush Bitcoin, calling it the Bitcoin killer. Over the next year, her operation pulled in $4 billion from people across the globe who believed her promise that mining this coin would make them wealthy. In October 2017, she boarded a commercial flight from Sofia to Athens and disappears from the face of the earth. OneCoin failed for reasons beyond a faulty algorithm or a security breach. This was a multi-billion-dollar operation that used the language of a digital revolution to mask a manual, human-led deception. In the early 2010s, public interest in Bitcoin was driven by a high desire for wealth and a deep intimidation of the technology itself. To most people, crypto felt like a confusing, sketchy world reserved for technical experts. Ruja Ignatova presented a different image. She wore expensive jewelry, bright red lipstick, and tailored suits, looking more like a high-powered executive. She paraded an elite resume, including a law degree from Oxford University, a PhD from the University of Constance, and a background as a consultant for McKinsey & Company. She pitched OneCoin as the safe, finished product designed for everyday people who felt they had missed the Bitcoin wave. She offered the public a sense of certainty in a confusing digital landscape. By wrapping her claims in the prestige of institutional authority, she effectively short-circuited the normal risk assessment and critical thinking of her investors. To avoid financial regulation, OneCoin didn't technically sell currency. Instead, they sold educational packages, PDFs about trading, that came with promotional tokens supposedly used to mine the coin on private servers. The actual profit came from a multi-level marketing structure. Investors received commissions not for the value of the coin, but for recruiting new people into the network. The investment pitch arrived through trusted family members and community leaders. People received the offer from their best friends, their uncles, or their pastors. Ruja isolated these followers by labeling regulators, banks, and the media as coordinated enemies. Criticism was dismissed as an attempt by the elites to keep the poor from achieving financial freedom. This MLM structure is a highly effective delivery system for fraud because it replaces objective financial due diligence with the emotional obligations of personal relationships. A legitimate cryptocurrency runs on a public, decentralized ledger. This chart shows how transactions are independently verified by a global network of computers rather than a single entity. Ruja's private blockchain did the opposite. Centralizing control in this way removes the mathematical trust that makes cryptocurrency functional in the first place. There was no blockchain at all. OneCoin was a simple SQL database, functionally the same as a spreadsheet used by a local library to track its books. The mining process was a complete illusion. Employees in Bulgaria were manually typing numbers into the database to make user account balances increase. The price of the coin never responded to market supply or demand. Instead, Ruja Ignatova dictated the price manually, entering higher values into the system to maintain the appearance of consistent growth. The fraud relied on the asymmetry of information. She used the complexity of emerging technology to hide a system that was under her absolute manual control. The system eventually hit a mathematical wall. As investors saw their balances reach millions, they tried to withdraw their money, but the actual capital had already been spent on commissions and Ruja's lifestyle. Ruja implemented delay tactics to prevent a bank run, including severe withdrawal limits and an internal exchange platform that was constantly down for technical difficulties. To pacify her followers, she announced a fake initial public offering, promising that they could soon cash out on public markets. This stimulated one last influx of cash from hopeful investors. In October 2017, thousands of promoters gathered in Lisbon for a massive convention to hear the details of the IPO. The music played and the lights dimmed, but Ruja Ignatova never stepped onto the stage. A digital illusion can only survive until it is forced to provide actual liquidity in the real world. Tipped off about a sealed FBI indictment, Ruja boarded a budget flight to Athens and left no trace. There are no passport records, no bank transactions, and no credible sightings of her in the years since. She left behind a trail of financial wreckage. While her accomplices laundered hundreds of millions through offshore accounts, retail investors saw their life savings and family farms disappear. Theories regarding her current status are split. Some believe she is living a quiet life under a new identity, while others suggest she was eliminated by the organized crime syndicates she used to move her money. Her disappearance triggered an ongoing global manhunt, and she remains the only woman on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list. OneCoin is a warning about weaponized complexity. When the inner workings of a financial system are hidden behind charisma and buzzwords, investors are footing the bill for their own exploitation.